Alright, we are going to look at some of these formulas that you can find on the back of your sheet. Today we are going to focus on the sum and difference formulas. So these are the formulas that I'm going to be looking at today. Okay? The whole purpose of why we are going to be using those formulas is because we aren't always able to find when it says the exact value, that means use your unit circle. Well, on my unit circle, sine of 15 degrees is not there. So what we need to do is look on our unit circle. We need to find 2 degrees that together can get me a 15 degrees. And 45 minus 30 is 15. So when I'm looking for the angle of 15 degrees, I am going to rewrite 15 degrees as 45 degrees minus 30 degrees because these two values are on my unit circle. So to find the sine of 15, we are going to use the sign of u minus v because we're subtracting. U is 45 and v is 30. That's how we're getting our 15 degrees. So if you look on the formulas here, it says the sine of u plus or minus v. Well, it's just saying either you're going to use the sine of u plus v, and since you're sticking with the plus, which is on top, you're going to use sine of u, cosine of v, plus cosine of u, sine of v. This time we're using sine of u minus v, so we're going to be taking sine of u, cosine of v, minus cosine u, sine of v. So that's how that formula works. So we're going to take the sine of u, cosine of v, minus the cosine of u, sine of v. Well, we've already declared what u and v are. So we're taking the sine of 45, cosine of 30, minus the cosine of 45 and the sine of, the sine of 30. So the cosine or the sine at 45 degrees we know is square root of 2 over 2. The cosine at 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Minus the cosine at 45 degrees is square root of 2 over 2. And the sine at 30 degrees is 1/2. We can multiply these together because they're both radicals. 1 times the square root of 2 is still the square root of 2 over 4. We have a common denominator, so the square root of 6 minus the square root of 2 all over 4. Now notice when I'm subtracting, I can't combine them because they are not like. So let's do the same thing for the cosine at 15 degrees. Again, 15 degrees can't be on our unit circle, so we're going to use 45 minus 30 degrees. So the cosine of u minus v again, because we're using subtraction, for the cosine of 45 minus 30, which is the same as 15 degrees. This time, we're going to look at the sum and difference of cosine. Now notice cosine u minus v, so we're using the bottom symbol here because of subtraction. When we go across, now the bottom symbol is an addition sign. So this formula is a little different. Cosine of u, cosine of v, plus the sine of u, sine of v. Cosine of u is 45, cosine of v is 30, plus sine of 45 and sine of 30. Cosine is square root 2 over 2 at 45 degrees, and it is the square root of 3 over 2, plus the sine is square root 2 over 2 and 1. When we multiply these across, we get the square root of 6 over 4 plus the square root of 2 over 4, or square root of 6 plus square root of 2 all over. Tangent of 15 degrees is going to be very similar. Again, we're using 45 minus 30 and the tangent of u minus b. Now, if you look at the tangent formula, we're using minus, so we're using the bottom symbol. On top here, we're also using subtraction, which is the bottom symbol. But on the bottom, we're using the bottom symbol, which happens to be addition. So, this is the tangent of 45 minus the tangent of 30 all over 1 plus the tangent of 45 times the tangent of 30. So when it's subtraction over here, it's subtraction up here, but changes to addition down there. So the tangent at 45 degrees is 1, the tangent at 30 degrees, and we've already talked about using our hints for tangents. 30 degrees is the combination of square root of 3 to 1/2, so we're going to use square root of 3 over 3. Over 1 plus the tangent of 45 times the tangent of 30. So now we have some fractions within a fraction. I need a common denominator on top. I'm just going to focus on the top for a second. 1 is the same as 3 over 3, so this now is 3 minus the square root of 3 over 3. On the bottom, we have 1 plus 1 times the square root of 3 over 3. Again, this is the same as 3 over 3, and we have 3 plus the square root of 3 all over 3. Now, if this is getting pretty complicated for you, again, what can we do when we have fractions within a fraction? We can take the top fraction, divide it by the bottom fraction, and then we know that division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. And now anything from the top can cancel with anything from the bottom. Why can't I cancel this 3 with this 3, or this square root of 3 with this square root of 3? Because these are connected through subtraction or addition. So now I am left with 3 minus square root of 3 over 3 plus the square root of 3. Well, guess what? On the bottom of a fraction, we cannot have a square root. So we have to multiply by what's called the conjugate. The conjugate is the opposite of the plus on top and bottom. And now we have some FOILing to do. First, outer gives me a positive 3 square root of 3. Inner gives me a negative 3 square root of 3. And last we have a positive times a negative, which is a negative square root of 9. Positive square root of 3 over 3, negative square root of 3 over 3 cancel, and 9 minus the square root of 9, which is 3, gives me a 6 on the bottom. On top, when I FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. Negative times negative is a positive square root of 9. So this is 9 minus 6 square roots of 3, because these are like terms, and the square root of 9 is 3. So now I have 12 minus 6 square roots of 3. You would think by now we are finished, but guess what? We are not, because these 3 numbers can all be divisible by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1. And all over 6 divided by 6. So 2 minus the square root of 3 is our final answer. The next part of this lesson is moving backwards. So we're looking at what is this written as. Well, obviously this is the tangent formula because we see the word tangent. Obviously, u and v are also easy to find. So we know this is tangent, we know that u is going to be 325 degrees, and we know that v is going to be 89 degrees. The hardest part is just figuring out, are we adding or subtracting? So if you look at the tangent formula, when there is subtraction on top, there's subtraction right here, that's the bottom of my symbol. Subtraction is also on the bottom of my symbol there. So we have subtraction here, and we were looking for the tangent of 236 degrees. This one, we need to figure out what formula we're using because both cosine and sine are in both cosines and sines. We have 2 cosines next together and 2 sines next to each other, which is the cosine formula. So I know this is cosine, I know my u is 40, and I know my v is 25. Now we need to decide if it's plus or minus. This is a subtraction sign here, so I look at cosine. When it's subtraction here, that's the top symbol. Over here, the top symbol is plus. So I was looking at the cosine of 65 degrees. Find the exact value of u and v based off of this information. We know that the cosine of u is in quadrant, or the u is in quadrant 4, and the cosine of u is 15 over 17. We know that v is in quadrant 3, and the tangent is 4 over 3. Now remember, both of these numbers are negative. So first thing we need to do is solve these triangles. Alright, once I've solved these triangles, I am able to do what the problem is asking me. Find the sine of u plus v. So u, we're going to use the sine of u cosine of v plus the cosine of u sine of v based off of the formula. And now this is my triangle u, this is my triangle v. So the sine at u is opposite over hypotenuse. The cosine at v is adjacent over hypotenuse. Plus the cosine at u is adjacent over hypotenuse, and the sine of v is opposite over hypotenuse. And now we're just multiplying our fractions. This gives me a positive 24 over 85, and this gives me a negative 60 over 85. I have a common denominator of 85, and we have negative 36/86. So the hardest part of this is drawing your triangles based off of the information here. Make sure you label your u's and your v's so that you know what triangle to work off of, and then you're using your formula and you're plugging everything in from those triangles and solving.